It had been 5 years since I last walked through the gates of my high school, and dressing up for the alumni reunion felt like stepping into a dream where the past and present blurred. The classrooms smelled the same, the hallways echoed with familiar chatter, and for a fleeting moment, I was 17 again. "Taylor, is that you?" A cheerful voice rang out, pulling me back to reality. A classmate stared wide-eyed, almost not recognizing me, while others soon crowded around. Smiles, questions, laughter, yet I slipped away quietly, searching for a corner of my own to breathe. My feet carried me up the old stairwell to the rooftop where I once found comfort. The view hadn't changed. The city stretched endlessly, timeless in its silence. That's when I saw it, faintly carved into the stone wall. Morgan Taylor. My name with a small heart beside it. My chest tightened. I had never carved that. So who had? Memories swirled, carrying me back to being a bookish 17-year-old with oversized glasses and bigger dreams. My world revolved around debate competitions, and admittedly, one particular boy, Aiden Brooks. He was calm, magnetic, brilliant. The kind of student everyone admired but could never quite reach. I worked relentlessly just for the chance to sit beside him in debates. Back then, my crush seemed like destiny, though I never admitted it aloud. Of course, Micah, my sarcastic but strangely attentive deskmate, always noticed the way I stared and teased me about it until my cheeks turned crimson. Aiden seemed untouchable, yet fate, or what I thought was fate, placed us side by side in the library, hands brushing over the same book, conversations spilling late into the night. When I discovered a mint and a note wishing me luck, I believed it was from him, and for days I floated on that small kindness like it was proof that he saw me too. But high school was never that simple. Zeke, the school's towering basketball captain and self-proclaimed menace, had made tormenting me his hobby. He mocked, teased, and cornered me more times than I cared to count, until one rainy afternoon, he surprised me by handing me his umbrella. "Take it," he said, running into the storm before I could argue. It was confusing, infuriating, and for a moment, my heart betrayed me with an unexpected skip. That was Zeke, rough edges hiding something I never fully understood. Somewhere between the cruelty and the rare glimpses of protection, he had carved out a space in my story without asking. Back in the present, the reunion buzzed with laughter and nostalgia, but I couldn't shake the image of that rooftop carving. My steps led me to the memory table, stacked with notebooks, medals, and yearbooks. Flipping through the pages, my eyes froze on a photo. There was Micah, not looking at the camera, but at me. Before I could process it, Jess, our old class president, appeared with her usual sharp energy. "So, you and Micah ever become a thing?" she asked, as if it were obvious. My stunned silence was answer enough. I had spent years lost between Aiden's brilliance and Zeke's chaos, never once realizing the boy beside me might have been carrying feelings of his own. Heart pounding, I climbed the rooftop stairs one more time, half afraid, half hopeful. The door creaked open, and there he was. Micah, older, but still wearing that familiar crooked smile. He greeted me softly, pulled a small mint from his pocket, and placed it in my hand. My world tilted. That mint, the same one I thought Aiden had left me years ago, had always been his. Micah explained gently. He had been there in the library when I drifted to sleep. He was the one cheering the loudest during my debate, the one just behind Zeke the day of the umbrella. All those moments I had misread were his silent ways of standing beside me. My throat tightened with both regret and relief. I had been blind, chasing illusions, never realizing the one person who noticed me most was right there, all along. "Still the same bookworm," Micah teased, flicking my forehead lightly before his voice softened. "The one I've been waiting for all this time." My response wasn't words, but a kiss, a quiet confession sealed in the place where my name had been carved years ago. Now I understood. That tiny heart on the wall wasn't a mystery. It was him, leaving a piece of his truth for me to find one day. The reunion faded into the night, but we lingered in the schoolyard, hands intertwined. We spoke of the others. Aiden had gone abroad chasing research, vowing never to marry, while Zeke had joined the military, vanishing to distant lands. Life had taken us all in different directions, yet somehow, Micah and I had circled back to the same rooftop, the same carved name, the same quiet heartbeat that connected us through time. And as the evening settled into silence, I realized it no longer mattered who I thought I loved back then. What mattered was who stood beside me now, steady and real, promising a future I almost missed. I squeezed his hand tightly, silently vowing that this time I wouldn't let him slip away.